Why am I not seeing my picture? Okay, what the hell is going on? Why am I not seeing this? Okay, why am I not seeing my picture? What the hell? Okay, let's go see if my webcam is working. Okay. What the hell? All right, I think we are on. Turn this off so I can hear what's going on. All right. I have no idea why my webcam just died, but we're on. Never a dull moment in this house. Never a dull moment. Okay. There we go. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Hey, Florinda, Paula, Jen. Is my live chat working? There we go. Good. So, what did y'all think about tonight's episode? All right, we're going to start tonight's eviction episode. Monty was the HOH. Brittany won Veto, so therefore Taylor and Alyssa were on the block. Brittany did try a last-ditch effort to try to secure her spot in the final three. And vote out Taylor. I think that she knew that Turner wouldn't go through with it. But at the same time, I think that she thought she could pin the vote on Turner and therefore cause rift between Taylor, Turner, and Monty. I don't think that's working. I watched just a little bit of the live feeds before I jumped on here. And I think they all know it was Brittany that casted the vote. So if she wasn't truly alone coming into this week, she is now. So the only hope that I feel like she has is winning the veto. Come tomorrow. Good evening, Phil. If she can pull out another veto win, but her going against Monty and Turner at the same time, I don't think it's going to happen. Which makes me sad because I really wanted to see a final two of her and Taylor. So, before we get started, I do have my super stickers, super chat, and super talk are all on now. If anybody is able and they would like to donate, it is there for available for you to use now. Yeah, I agree. That comp did suck. And Turner came close to winning the damn thing, just guessing every single time. I was like, if this sucker pulls out a win on this, I'm going to scream. And when they, Hamster Watch had put on Twitter right before the comp what it was supposed to be, and I was like, if it's about fashion, Taylor's winning this comp. Brittany did give her a run for her money, but it is what it is. So this week, I don't like the new Monty. I like the Monty that was laid back and just let everything happen. To me, he's been super cocky this week. And the way that he berated Brittany, it's like in the game of Big Brother, you never, ever, ever burn your bridges because you don't know when you're going to need that bridge again. He could have handled that a lot better. Paula, I was hoping that Brittany won as well because then that would secure her spot in the final three. Because Taylor's going to get taken regardless. Lisa, the Brittany vote, we saw that coming. They've talked about it on and off all week. Like I said, I think that she was feeling really, really alone. She felt like not only Taylor betrayed her, but Monty betrayed her. Turner betrayed her by the conversation, leaking it out to everybody. And I know I said this in my video, one of my videos last week, but I did go back and find the conversation between Brittany and Michael in the storage room the morning after that conversation. And she did tell Michael everything. Michael knew exactly what was going on. Michael knew that Alyssa had come to them for an all-girls alliance and was encouraging it because then he had the three girls that he'd be good with. But he also made a gentleman's agreement. It wasn't necessarily an alliance, but a gentleman's agreement between him and Monty and Turner. So she was truly kind of shunned as soon as Michael went out. Lisa, you think that Taylor will still take Brittany to the final two? I don't think so. Not now. If it had been before this, sorry, let me get this out of my mouth so I can talk. If it had been before this, I'd have said yes, she would definitely take Brittany. But I don't think she'll take Brittany now. I think Brittany will be the one to go this week. If nothing else, it's because it's either going to be Monty or Turner that's voting, and neither one of those are going to keep her in. So unless she wins veto now, if she wins veto, she does the voting. But I think that we've seen throughout the season that Taylor holds everything in, but she doesn't forget. And she does take actions against those who take actions against her. So I have a feeling that Brittany is on her way out this week. I hate that it's like that, but I think it is. I think the only reason that she won the veto this week is because Monty didn't wake up in time. With Monty having experience as a mechanical engineer, I think he would have killed that comp. So, Full Stick Coffee Boy. Thank you. Taylor has been one of my favorites all season. And she has the best comeback story that there is. She's been on the block 5 times on eviction night. I don't think anybody has been on the block 5 times eviction night in a season and made it to the final 3. It usually just doesn't work that way. However, I will say that the way that she treated Brittany leading up to the Michael vote and after, if she was really a true friend, she would have been there for Brittany, and I don't think she was. Sean, what's your take on the Taylor Monty showmance? Is it strategic or real? I don't think it's either. I don't see Taylor using that as a strategy. I see her being frustrated. They've been in the house 70 days. She's been talking about since day one about how Big Brother was a sexless house. And I think that, her and Monty have just gotten closer over the last couple of weeks. I was surprised to hear her in her DR say that Monty's been one of the closest friends she's had since the beginning. Did anybody else catch that? Because Monty wasn't a friend to Taylor until here recently. He's not being a friend to Taylor now because he's using Taylor to get him and Turner further. Mark my words, he will pick Turner over Taylor every day of the week. And I don't think it's real. I think she's passing the time. Taylor's the underdog, and I always fight for the underdog each season. Maybe we'll get our first POC female regular BB season winner. I think we will. I think if Taylor can get in those final 2 chairs, and I say this, if she can get in those final 2 chairs, she beats anybody in that house. If she doesn't, I would be shocked. Because like I said, she's got the best story there is. But getting to those 2 seats, I don't see it happening. I see Monty and Turner turning on her very quickly. And I usually root for the underdog as well. I mean, mine usually get picked off right off the bat. And that's why I think I wanted a Brittany Taylor final 2, because they were the biggest underdogs of the season. Do you think Taylor can beat any one of the other 3 in the finale? If Taylor gets to the finale, she beats all 3. That's my opinion. We'll see how that works out. But I think if she can get to the final 3, that she will win. Because I believe she's going to have Michael's vote. She's going to have Alyssa's vote. She's going to probably have Brittany's vote. She only needs 2 more. And I believe Joseph would probably vote for her. And I believe Kyle would probably. Well, I don't know. If one of the guys are up, Kyle may not. I think she easily wins it, though. Yeah, Taylor does need to send Turner out the door. And even though Brittany did vote her out today, and she knows that Taylor's not stupid, I think it's still in Taylor's best interest to keep Brittany over Turner. Because Brittany's already proved that she could beat Monty in different stuff. And I think if she takes Brittany and Monty, that no matter which one of those wins, they're going to take her to the final. If she takes Monty and Turner are going to take each other. I have no doubt. Phil, the guys will take each other to the end. Exactly. There is no doubt in my mind. Lisa, you think it'll be Monty and Turner in the final two? The only way that does not happen is if Brittany can win Veto this week. If Brittany wins Veto, one of them boys are going to be on. If Brittany doesn't win Veto, Brittany's going to be out the door, and it's going to be the guys and Taylor. Coffee Boy, yeah. I think if she sits up there with any of them, she wins. I honestly do. Because Michael's already said that he was rooting for Taylor. Well, he said Taylor and Monty. But I think that he would give his vote to Taylor. And actually, I honestly think that if it's Turner and Taylor, then Taylor gets a lot more of the votes that's in jury right now. If it's Brittany and Taylor, Taylor gets all the votes that are in jury. If it's Monty and Taylor, I think that's a toss-up. And I agree, Lisa. I hope that Brittany or Taylor wins the next Veto. Yeah, Brittany was part of the Kyle's mess. So I honestly believe anybody that sits next to Brittany wins. It doesn't matter who it is. I don't know. I would like to see. I would just like to see Brittany and Taylor in the end. Like I said, they were underdogs the entire season from day one. Sean, what a story that Taylor has this season. She was to be voted out week 1 until Paloma quit. Then to be bullied left and right, as well as seen on the block 5 times and still making it to final 3. Yeah, and she does. And I think that's one thing that really bothers me, that Brittany and Taylor have let everybody else in the house come between them, is because when nobody else had Taylor's back, Brittany and Michael did. Brittany and Michael have always had Taylor's back since day 2. So I think that's what kind of bugs me. But Taylor has said it 100 times. She's not the friend that hovers. She's the friend that checks in, but she hasn't really checked in with Brittany, except for the night that Michael was evicted once. They went a whole day and never spoke for an entire day, except for a chance meeting in the kitchen and a chance meeting in the bathroom, a full 24 hours. And that's what Taylor on the block. It's like, if you're on the block, how do you just assume that someone's going to have your back and not talk to them all week? It just doesn't make sense. I said it in my video. There's no way in hell that Melissa and Brittany should have been able to spend so much damn time together in the last 2 days, 3 days. It's crazy. Coffee Boy, Brittany peeped off a lot of people in the last few weeks. She will not even win against anyone. No, she won't win against anyone. And the thing is, now, People are only seeing, unless you're actually watching the live feeds, you're only seeing what's shown on the show. And we've seen how that edit is. Everything that Brittany was doing, Michael co-signed on. That was his way of getting information, was for Brittany to try to make deals with other people and act like she was okay with him going home so that he could figure out who he was going to send out. And she kept telling him to send Turner out, and he would not break his promise. That was his mistake, and Brittany paid for it. That's my opinion. Coffee Boy. I love that Taylor won the fashion comp. That was totally a comp geared towards women winning, in your opinion. Well, actually, it was geared toward watching a video and remembering stuff about the video. We've seen that. It just happened to be on fashion. But they have those videos or those comps every year where they show a video and you have to remember what was said or what was done or where something was, things of that nature. But when I heard it was supposed to be on fashion, I thought it was actually going to be on. I didn't know they were going to do that video. I thought it was going to be on like what Julie's wore the whole season. And I figured Taylor has that one hands down. I thought it was a cute comp. Exactly, Lisa. Brittany did feel neglected by Taylor. Now, we say it all the time. Your perception is your reality. The reality was that she felt Sean pushed aside and left alone. And in that, you try to do whatever you can to stay in the freaking game. I don't fault her for what she did. I didn't think Taylor was ever going home because Turner would not go against Monty in that way. But I can see where her feelings were hurt. Because after Joseph left, Brittany was with Taylor the entire time while Taylor cried and was upset a whole week over the stuff that Joseph said as he was going out the door and how he tried to blow up her head. And Brittany was there for Taylor. Lisa, you want to see Brittany win the game? You're one of the few. One of the few. I actually think it's one of two things. Now, Taylor is going in the final three. But is Taylor going to be able to compete against Monty and Turner? Monty or Turner won if it was Monty, Turner, and Taylor. Monty or Turner is going to win the first part. The other one's going to win the second part. They're going to go against each other. They're still going to pick each other. She's still going to get third place. Whereas if it were Monty and Brittany, I think that Brittany has a better shot of winning against Monty. And depending on the comp, I think she has a better chance of winning against Taylor. So it would either be Brittany or Monty that would choose who would go to the end. It would be great if Taylor was the one that chose who went to the end. But I don't see that happening. I think her best bet is to make sure that Turner goes home this week, or she's taking third place. And that's my opinion. Coffee Boy, you were just saying women seem to have a better eye for fashion than guys. That is true. That is true. The Bowl Arena comp as the last comp. We will get a Coffee Boy. We will get an episode on Thursday. We will not get one on Wednesday. Sunday will be nominations and veto winner. We won't have one on we won't have one on Wednesday nights because that starts Survivor and Amazing Race. Then we'll have the eviction episode on Thursday night. Lori, you like Brittany. I like Brittany. I think she's quirky, but I like Brittany. And yes, she did win against Turner tonight. Like I said, it depends on the comp. If it's a puzzle, she might win out over Monty. I don't know. I don't see it. I mean, there's a chance. There's always a chance that anybody on any day can win a comp. It just, everything has to align just right. Just like them waking them up at 5 o'clock in the morning to do that veto. Monty couldn't play because he didn't get down there in time. So Brittany's only true competition for that was Turner. And he was literally had the last piece in his hand for like 20 seconds trying to figure out where it went as Brittany won it. And she went to bed at 9 o'clock the night before. The rest of them only had like 2 or 3 hours sleep when they played that comp. She got a full 8 hours sleep. So, hey Molly, how you doing? Yeah, Taylor definitely has the best story. And I mean, Twitter freaking exploded tonight. As soon as she won the HOH, and I'm like, I see some very upset people if she takes third place. If she doesn't make it to that finale, Lord help us. So did y'all catch? I thought it was hilarious when Alyssa dropped the F-bomb on live TV. Did y'all catch that? I was like, oh my God. Okay, my bathroom light is doing some weird stuff. I don't have any ghosts in here. It's crazy. Guys, hold on just one moment. I will be right back. All right, sorry about that. My last bathroom light was going out and it was blinking like poltergeist in there. Phil, do you think Monty was throwing comps at the beginning of the season? I don't know. I really don't know. I think he, considering the comps he has won, I would say he had to be. Because you can't tell me that he's that bad to only win 2 HOHs and a veto all season when the wins that he's had have been really difficult comps. I think because he's always talking about Michael. Michael won too much, didn't need to win that much. He should have laid back. He should have did this. He should have did that. I think Monty may have been throwing comps at the beginning. Coffee boy. I was away from the TV until half the show was over. I'm gonna have to go back and watch. I'm glad I saw Taylor win. Yeah, you didn't miss much in the beginning of the You didn't miss anything much in the beginning of the show. They basically just went over a few of the diary rooms and the veto and all that stuff. The vote. Oh, I need to get new glasses. I looked like Brittany's eyes there for a minute. Coffee boy, you wonder what Joseph's going to think or say about Taylor or Monty. Not a whole lot he can say. It's not like they were in a showmance or they had anything at all. What they had was fake. So, and he threw her under the bus before he left. So what the hell can he say? I think it was just an attraction. I think it's just an attraction. And I mean, everybody knows it in the house. They're just not saying it. What's Turner going to say? Monty was HOH last week. She's HOH this week. Is he going to have a fit about it? Is he going to say anything about it? No. No, Alyssa did go down and tell Brittany. Is she going to say anything about it? No. If it would be different if there were, say, half the house still there or more, because then they're going to get targeted as a showmance. But everybody in the house knows it now. There's just nothing they can do about it. And was getting close to Monty a game move, just an attraction. I think it's like that. If it comes out, it could be a jury question. I doubt it. I mean, honestly, Taylor's biggest thing is going to be her being on the block 5 times and surviving. Her winning the last HOH that got her to the final 3. So that gives her 2 comp wins. She has 2 comp wins. Brittany has 3. Turner has 3. And Monty has 3. So, I mean, they're pretty well, if you look at just comps, they're pretty well aligned. What do you mean, Coffee Boy? What do you mean you missed having an intro to the season? Are you talking the intro that they film at the beginning of each show? For some reason, Grodner did not want to use it this year. She hated it. And that came from Spoiler King at the beginning. They did have one film, and she wouldn't use it. If I had to pick a cast, I think that it would be interesting to see only players that won first or second. First or second. Those would be the only players on the season. That's 16 of them. That gives you a variety of different ones to choose from. But I would like to see how, knowing the game and knowing the game they played to get to first and second, how they would fare against other castmates in the past. I also do think second chances would be a good one. Yes, Bria, the top 2 or 3 players, second chance winners, or second chance season. And I did hear there's been some rumblings about that, but I listened to Cody on one of his lives the other day or a couple weeks ago or whatever, and he said he doesn't think that they're going to do another All-Stars, which would be, to me, The same thing is if you're taking the top three. It's people who have played before. Because of the money, because it costs them a lot more money to get people who have already played to come back than it does if they get 16 new house guests, which makes sense. Coffee boy. So Alyssa will go to jury. Yes, she will go to jury. And I believe I want to say that Alyssa will go to jury and Brittany or whoever goes this week will go to a hotel and just sequester until the finale. Bria, BB25 Survivors alumni. That would be cool. I've said that before. I think if you could put a bunch of survivors in there, that would be cool. Phil, yes, I did hear. I've seen some things on Twitter about Michael and Terrence getting into it at the jury house, having some words. I don't know how much of that stuff is true. The person that it is coming from was, I guess, Spoiler Girl, but now Spoiler King, which is now Earth Queen, which has now been outed to who her true identity is. It's to me, it's a big cluster screw. So I don't know if I believe anything that she's saying right now because she seems to be spiraling. But I wouldn't doubt Michael and Terrence having words because Michael did take Terrence out. And Terrence did feel very strongly about the fact that Michael tried to use race to further his gain. Excuse me. And by outing Kyle, which he did the same thing. He tried to use the same thing to keep himself in the house. So to me, he's no different than Kyle. But yes, Michael Turner was very upset about that. Sorry, Terrence was very upset about that. So I could see them having words. Coffee Boy. This season of BB beat out Stranger Things for the most watched TV show in the summer. And I think it was Taylor. For some reason, yes, she was being bullied, which made a lot of people gravitate towards her. But she has the biggest following that I've ever seen from any Big Brother player in the history of Big Brother. I have not seen this many people go crazy over one specific player ever. So, and it's, I think it's the fact that she was bullied. I think it's her personality. I think it's the way she carries herself. I think it's a multitude of things. But yeah, I think that she brought in a lot of viewers that don't normally watch Big Brother. Bria, you heard it was Joseph and Michael versus Terrence. Possibly got physical and Terrence left. No, I did not hear that. I thought from what I saw was Spoiler Queen say that they had words, but I didn't know that it got physical and that possibly Terrence left. I don't know why Michael would be so pissed off at Terrence, though. I know why Joseph is pissed off at Terrence, but I don't know why Michael would be, unless Terrence started mouthing at him about the whole race thing again. Coffee Boy. They need a live stream from the jury. Oh my God. That's the one thing I would pay. Well, I'm paying now for the live stream, but I would pay more if we could have the jury house. Because I'm going to tell you what, when it comes down to 5 players, the feeds are so hard to watch because there's like 80% nonsense and 20% game related stuff. And I have a bad habit when it gets to this point of trying to fast forward through what I think is BS and actually missing something, like I did the conversation with Taylor and the camera. So it's hard to watch. If they could split it up and maybe have half on the house and half on the jury house, that'd be freaking awesome. You heard Terrence left the jury, but that has since been debunked. Many report they did get into a huge blowout fight. If they got into a huge blowout fight, I would think that we would see it. But you have to remember, I don't think that there's cameras all over the jury house like there is the BB house. I think they have a few, but I don't think that that house has got the cameras to catch everything. You think Taylor would be a good host for BB if Julie ever left, or Janelle or Taylor, or Janelle and Taylor? I don't know. She possibly could be. I've heard a lot of people say that they think Miss Tiffany would be too. I'd love to see her. She just has a way with words. But y'all have to admit, I've never seen anybody on Big Brother that has given the epic speeches that Taylor has, and the goodbye messages consistently every week. Bria, Taylor has the it factor. Yes, she does. She is so complex and fun to watch. Yes, she is. And a lot of people, me, myself included, there for a while, I was thinking, God, she's so gullible. She just believes everything. Until I started realizing that she just keeps a lot of that stuff in because it's not good for her game to get out. Thank you, Phil. Yes, thumbs up the video. And Taylor does have a cool personality. I have said it 100 times if I said it once this season. I would not have lasted 5 minutes with those assholes in the house, that I wouldn't have lost my ever loving shit. They would have known exactly how I felt and exactly what I thought, and it would not have been pretty. For that woman to be able to keep her composure and not lose her shit on those people is beyond me. It amazes me. Bria, I'm not watching 24 hours of Monty snipping around Taylor all day like a moth to a flame. Turner goes with the flow. Monty and Brittany are insufferable to watch. I have a hard time listening to Brittany if she's trying to have a game conversation. If she's just regular, everyday BSing and hanging out, I don't have as much hard time watching her. But she cannot hold a conversation. She stutters. She bites her lip. She sways back and forth. And it's like, just say what you're trying to say. Get it out. Come on. It's like, pull it out of you. So I have a hard time watching her when she's in game talk mode. And Monty's just pissed me off. Because I'll tell you why. Monty has pissed me off so bad this week. It's because he has been such an asshole about Brittany not giving him information and lying to him. Guess who's not giving Taylor information and who's lying to her? Don't be self-righteous and sit up in your damn throne and talk down to somebody for doing the same damn thing you're doing. You don't have to go there. That pisses me off. If you can sit on that high horse and you're not doing the same thing, that's one thing. But when you're sitting there doing the same goddamn thing, made me say the GD word. He makes me mad, sorry. When you're doing the same damn thing, don't sit up there and try to berate somebody else. It's just no reason for it. And he has pissed me off to the max this week. I don't like him anymore. Period. The blue route. Those spoiler accounts remind me of the horoscopes in the newspaper. Fun to read, but they're way too vague to take seriously. Yes. The only one I've ever taken seriously is Spoiler King. And the only reason that I took him so seriously this year is because when I started this was during BB, Celebrity BB. And every single thing that he said was going to happen happened. And so, I mean, for him to know what comps they were playing, things like that before they ever happened, I was like, okay, this dude's legit. He worked for CBS in some type of way. I don't know if it's in producing, I don't know if it's in the control room, I don't know where it's at in CBS, but he works somewhere where he's closely affiliated with the Big Brother franchise. He is the only one, I believe. And then he took his account down because he started getting freaking death threats. Coffee Boy. This has been my favorite season in years. For the last 10 plus season, we've seen mob mentality take over the game, and it's boring to watch. This season has been phenomenal because it's so unpredictable. It has. And what's funny is usually it's all of the jocks, all of the competitive people that form this big alliance, and they just steamroll through all the underdogs and get them out one after the other. The ones that were on the outs this year were the ones that were competitive, that could win the comps. So when that 7 came together, they just steamrolled through the other side of the house. And it was like, it's a flip. Like, what happened? It's hilarious. But it was fun to watch. Okay, I'm going to back up here because I went off on my Monty tangent and lost where I was at. What are my top 5 BB players of all time? Miss Tiffany. Love Tiffany. I love Cliff and Nicole A. from season 21. Tommy Bracco. Love me some Tommy Bracco. And he's going to be on the challenge. I just got the cast list that dropped today. And I'm going to do a video. This is one of the videos that I'm going to have scheduled for when I'm having surgery. So I'll have something that week. But he is going to be on the challenge. He's one of my favorites. I love Devon. Bailey. Love Bailey. Cody and Derek. Love them. But if I had to pick 5, it would be Tiffany, Taylor, Michael, Devon, and Cody. That would be my 5. I had to think about that. Bria, noms are tonight. Are noms tonight? I don't know. I don't know. What is today? No, I think noms will still be tomorrow, and the video will be Saturday. I think. I may be mistaken, but we should see. But anyway, you said I predict Turner and Brittany. It's going to be Turner and Brittany. No matter two ways about it, it's going to be Turner and Brittany. And Taylor's no dummy. She knows who voted to evict her. She doesn't. She's going to play it up for Brittany. Only because if Brittany does win that veto, she's in the final three as well. I see if Brittany doesn't win that veto, we will see Taylor's attitude change towards her drastically. But I think as long as there's still that possibility, she's not going to let it show. Coffee boy, yours are Rachel. I can't stand Rachel. I'm sorry. Rachel's the one that got on my ever-loving last nerve. Dr. Will, love Dr. Will, love Janelle, Daniel Reyes, and Cliff. Cliff has a great BB channel. Yes, I watched Cliff since the day that he started that. And honestly, when I first started this channel, and I guess I still do it, I post my videos at like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, Central Time. So when I get up the next morning, I'll still listen to his recap and see how close he and I are and if I missed anything. But with Cliff, he gives us a general summary of what's going on. Whereas I'm a nosy person. I want to know how you came to that conclusion. So that's why I give you guys word for word the conversations that I think is important to see where the week is going. Because then you can make up your own mind. I give my opinion as well, but you can make up your own mind. And that's more so, I think, for the people who don't have the live feeds, so they know exactly what's happening in the house. They don't have to depend on someone else's opinion. But yes, I love me some Cliff. Monty is Bria. Monty is a complete misogynist. He is Terrence Jr. with the stuff he says. The way he spoke to Brittany was gross. I believe it was very gross and uncalled for. Like I said, you shouldn't throw rocks at glass houses. He's doing the same damn thing that Brittany's doing. The only difference was Brittany was doing it to Turner, whereas he's doing it to Taylor. Now somebody he's sleeping with. So I'm wondering how Taylor's going to feel about that. Because he's not telling her the truth. He tells her what he wants her to know. Just like he's not telling Turner everything. Because he doesn't want Turner and Taylor to be going at each other. He didn't tell her that Turner tried to get her out this week too. He didn't tell her that Turner pitched that to him. He didn't tell Turner that Taylor tried to get him on the block. He said Brittany did. But he didn't say anything about Taylor. So he's holding his secrets and lying as well. On Coffee Boy, I've seen Brocco's tweets of him working out, and then the announcement today. It makes sense now. He's close to Janelle, I think, too, in real life. Yeah, I think so too. And I'm sorry, if you guys did any of you watch the CBS challenge? Because I'm going to tell you something. The CBS challenge was indicative of rookies going on the challenge. 90% of the time, rookies don't make it to the finale unless they're with a veteran that's been there for a while. And very seldom do they ever win the first, I'd say, 3 to 5 years of being on the challenge. So I don't know how Tommy will do. If he has the same personality he had in the BB house, I can see him getting a little bit further in the challenge. But Challenge MTV, they don't like Big Brother. I don't know what it is about the Big Brother people that come on there that they have to actually prove them and Survivor. They have to actually prove themselves so much harder than anybody else that comes from, say, Love Island or Sex on the Beach or any of the international shows. So we will see how he does in the challenge. But I hope he's really been working out. Jenny, you said you lost all respect. That's why I don't want that's why I have to say that if it's Monty versus, if Monty or Turner have to go, for Taylor to get to the end and win the game, I would think Monty needs to go, because that's where Taylor is going to get her biggest resistance from. If it's her and Monty, it's going to be a toss-up who wins this game, because a lot of people respect Monty in the jury as well. So I would say if I were her, I'd be getting Monty out and leaving Turner in. She ain't going to have that happen. If she has her choice, it'll be Turner that goes home. Oh, it's on the feeds. Bria said, yes, Noms tonight. It's on the feeds. Cool. Yeah, I can't watch both at the same time, or I'd have it up. I don't have my iPad out, or I'd have that going. But yeah, I fully expect it to be Turner and Brittany. Coffee Boy, yes, I watched the challenge last night, the finale. It was insane. Spoilers to follow. Everyone quit with the 2 people who won. Yeah, I was like, that was the most messed up thing I've ever seen in my life. And the people on Twitter today that were like, oh, it wasn't fair and it was so hard and this and that. I'm like, evidently you guys have never watched one of TJ's finales, because that was indicative of what you're going to see. Priya, best case, Brittany wins Veto and does whatever. I'm hoping so. Although, because I hope so, it probably won't happen, so don't get y'all's hopes up, because I usually jinx every damn thing. I don't think I've picked a winner yet. Jenny, I have to say you're my favorite out of everyone I watch. Thank you. I appreciate you. Turner makes me nervous, and he's pretty good at comps, but I agree when he has to go. And Turner is good at the comps, but if Turner has to choose between Taylor and Brittany, who do you think he's going to pick? He's not going to pick Brittany. He can't stand Brittany. He's not going to give her a chance at anybody. So, Laura, do you think for sure she'll put Turner and Brittany, unless she still wants women to win? She might put Monty and Turner up, but I don't know. She knows that Brittany's the one that voted against her tonight, and her and Monty have gotten so much closer. So I honestly, I think it'll be Brittany and Turner. Yeah, if Brittany won the veto, that would sure shake things up. Because I can promise you that Monty and Turner, they both think that it's going to be a cakewalk against Brittany. They actually thought it was going to be a cakewalk against Brittany and Taylor. They were just going to, one was going to win, Turner was going to win HOH and Monty was going to come behind him and win the veto. And it didn't quite work out that way. And yeah, she said she still wants two women to go to the end. So we'll see. Thank you, Phil. Is that the super chat or is that the... I'm still getting used to this, guys. Yes. Thank you, Phil. $20 Snapchat. Appreciate you. You always come through for me, dude. Jenny, she was so close to HOH. Yeah, and you know what was funny? Was if you watched her in the video where she had to guess and estimate how much was in each thing, every single time she was so close to the actual number. So when it came up that that's how it was going to be, I was like, oh, Brittany's got this in the bag. And then Taylor won it. I was like, what the hell? Where did all of that go? I was surprised. Laura, you hope Brittany wins the veto. I do too. And yes, Bria says that they are going to do the nominations tonight. That it's on the live feeds, which means that they're going to do the veto tomorrow, I would think, instead of Saturday. Hold on, let me check and see what's going on over here. Oh, I'm already an hour and a half behind. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, I can't win that without getting in trouble. So we won't do that. Thanks, Laura. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough. I think if we have a final three of Taylor, Turner, and Monty, I think Taylor gets third place unless she wins. If we have a final three of Brittany, Taylor, and Monty, I think Monty will get third place unless he wins. And same thing with Turner. Unless he wins, he's going to get third place if all three of those are in. But I don't know. I think with Monty in Taylor's ear and in her bed all week, I think he is going to make sure that Brittany is the one to go this week. And the only way to keep that from happening is Brittany to win. She's got to win or go home. And there'll be no Wednesday show. Yes. Is there a show Friday? Oh yeah, Friday is probably the recap where the final three sit and talk about the season and all of that stuff. Coffee boy, I also love your takes. You're so real. I appreciate y'all. I know that's what I was just saying. There's going to be a show on Friday. I'm so far behind. I didn't even look. It doesn't surprise me because I think they normally have a special episode that is just dedicated to them going over the whole season. So Friday night would make sense for that. I got my phone. Let me look and I'll tell you. But usually if Bria says something, it's right on. So. I say that if I can find it. Okay, yes, Friday. Let's say the 15th. So Wednesday, there's no episode. This don't even have Thursday now on there, so that's not right. I don't know. I'll look at it and let you guys know when it is. Jenny is saying next Friday. Yeah, Wednesday is Survivor and Amazing Race, which I'm going to try to do. I don't know how I'm going to do Survivor yet. Or Amazing Race. Because I'll be having surgery the Tuesday after Big Brother ends. I'm going to try to have some videos up that are scheduled for the first couple of weeks after I've had my surgery. One of them, I'm going to do the challenge cast and talk about that. What else would y'all like to see? Because Big Brother's going to be over with. Coffee Boy, is Celebrity Big Brother coming back? I'm sure it is. They haven't announced it yet, but it does pretty well. I'd be surprised if it didn't. I didn't like the over the top season because they didn't show it on TV. They only did it online, and I didn't like that. And that's the one thing that I talked to Jay about when we talked about the old Big Brother versus the new Big Brother, is we as viewers used to have so much of a bigger say in what happens in the show. And over the last 5 years or so, they just almost totally got rid of that. The only thing we had this year was when we voted for Brittany, or when Brittany was voted at the beginning of the year to be saved. If they'd had the backstage pass thing happen. Thank you, Bria. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm a wimp when it comes to pain, so. And I very seldom take anything for pain, so when I do have to, I'm knocked out. Jenny, no, I do not think the Monty and Taylor thing was a game, though. Not at all. I don't see Taylor lowering herself to that level for the game. I think being in the house 70 days and just tensions and things build up. And I think Monty started showing her some attention and she started finding him attractive and started spending a lot more time together. Your other favorite BB shows are BB UK and BB Canada. Okay, I'm going to need you to, and BB Australia. I've got to find out how to get those on my computer because everything we've tried, the VPN or VIN or whatever it's called, gets blocked every time. So I wasn't able to get it on. Thank you, Jenny. I hope I'm not down long either. I'm already going to miss hunting season, which totally pisses me off. But that's another story for another day. 4 leftovers in the final 4. Yep. Not the 4 you wanted. Who were the 4 you wanted, Bria? I actually wanted to see Michael, Brittany, and Taylor and Monty. They used to have an entire season of BB UK on YouTube and BB Australia and BB Canada, also from Eviction. The series called The Glass House on YouTube. I want to check that out. Yeah, because I was going to watch BB Canada this year and do videos on that, but I could never get it. And it really doesn't do any good if you can't get the current season that's out to watch the old ones. Bria, you wanted to see Michael Joseph Taylor? Michael Joseph Kyle Taylor. Oh, that would have been a stacked one. But that was back in week 3. Yeah, it's funny how things can turn. It's crazy. So, how many of you guys are watching Survivor and Amazing Race? Let me know in the chat. I don't know how to actually advertise for that because I know not everyone watches all of them. Bria, Survivor only. I will be doing Survivor. Like I said, I may miss a couple of weeks, but I will be back doing those. An Amazing Race and the challenge. Feel you're watching both. I love all reality TV. I say that, not all reality TV. I like Survivor, Big Brother, Amazing Race, The Challenge, All Stars Challenge. I watched that on Paramount. It's not on TV. I used to watch The Bachelorette and The Bachelor, and I'm just not into all that anymore, so I don't. Jenny, me. Phil, you're watching Bug. I can't wait. I think it's going to be a good season. And we get to see Claire and DX on The Amazing Race. So, Bria, you might want to watch The Amazing Race to see them. I didn't know they were going to be on. I so see Taylor going on The Amazing Race afterwards. You put the Glass House YouTube page in chat. Did you? I didn't see it. Bria, did I watch Snake in the Grass? No, I have no idea what that is. Do you not know what that one is? And I tried to watch Love Island, and I just cannot. I can't with that show. Now I do like X on the Beach. Feel Amazing Race is my favorite. Great to see different countries, and that's what I love about it. And that's what I told my husband. It's a reality-based competition show, which I love. But I just love seeing all the beautiful places that they go to. It's like, okay, I want to go there and there and there and there. No, the Blue Route. You'd love to see Michael and Brittany on The Amazing Race. Jesus, no. I'd like to see Michael and somebody else, but damn sure not Brittany. Somebody who can actually win and do stuff. Bria, Sarah, Rachel, Brian, Rachel, Stephen from BB and Survivor on the competition show about lying. No, I did not see that. When was that out, Bria? And what was it on? Jenny, have I ever been or tried out for a reality show? Mm-mm. Did y'all just see my whole diatribe about money a while ago? There is no way that I could hide being pissed off or being aggravated. It's either I like you or I don't. There's no in between, and there's no faking it. But this face shows it all. And besides that, I'd probably be the first one voted out. I'm surprised Terrence stayed in as long as he did. Maybe a week ago it was on USA. No, I'll have to look and see if I get USA. I have YouTube TV, so we don't get all the channels that you normally get with cable. We get a lot, but I don't know if we have USA or not. I have to look because I don't usually watch anything on that. Coffee point. I only watch BB. I'm in grad school 15 hours a week at my counseling internship site and work 40 hours a week at my other job. I also have vintage gaming. Vintage gaming. That sounds cool. What kind of games are we playing? Probably ones that I would know since I'm vintage. Yeah, I watch a lot of the lives. Like I watch Cliff, and I try to watch Rob Has a Podcast from time to time, but sometimes it's just so much silly back and forth. I can't keep up. I'm like, just tell me what's going on. Jenny, you love Rachel and Janelle and little blonde Brittany. Yeah. And Danielle and Evil Dick. Dr. Will Boogie. Yeah. I loved Evil Dick. There was not a lot of people that liked him, but I really did like him. Atari, old school Atari games. Yeah. We actually found one of those for my grandkids and a lot of the games that went with it, which was, I think, me and their mom paid more of it than they did. They'd rather have the PlayStation and the Xbox and all that. Imagine a Monty, Terrence, Daniel, and Brittany Final Four. Oh, God, no, Bria. This season was stacked with a lot of not so good people. I mean, I have to say that casting really failed this year. Big time. Yeah, I try to, like I said, I try to watch Rob and Taryn. I just, maybe it's Taryn that I watch. I just, they don't just get right along with it. They've got a whole skit that draws it out way longer than what's needed. Phil, yes, I will be doing a live on finale night. Yes, I will be doing a live on finale night. Yeah, Daniel has been evil on social media. Coffee boy. Yeah, he, was going to do all his apologies and all that crap. And then he went right back to the asshole that he is. Bria, I think about casting a lot this season. If 12 out of 16 were recruited, how did so many jerks slip through? Because they were recruited. I mean, yeah, Michael, that was a super fan. Brittany was a super fan. Alyssa has grown up watching it with her parents since she was 8 years old. I don't think Taylor was a super fan. And I know Indy wasn't because Indy had never watched the US version of it. I think who else that I knew was a super fan. I don't know. They just, I think a lot more were recruited this year. Yeah, Daniel is very annoying, Jenny. And the thing is, he's trying to stay in the spotlight, but he's such a big asshole that nobody will hire him now. They need an evil house guest season. Oh, that would be a good one. That would be a good one. Daniel would be on it for sure. I think, who would qualify? Who would qualify for evil? I know Daniel would. And I think Nicole would be right there with him. I don't think Evil Dick would ever come back. BB, or BB Heroes versus Villains. It's a Survivor twist. Split the house into two teams for the heart. Oh God, no! Don't do that again. That was the worst twist they ever had. Was splitting that damn house. Yeah, Alyssa, Indy, and Taylor were all recruited. I knew that. Oh yeah, I think Rachel could be the one of the evil ones. Christmas for sure could probably pass off as one of the evil ones. Jackson could probably be Mitchie could probably be one of the evil ones. Jenny, I don't think any was really. I don't think she meant to be mean. I think that was just. I think that's like we were talking about before. You know how you have a language barrier. I think she had a cultural barrier. I think people over there are probably just a little bit more open and in your face than we tend to be. So I think it came across as her being mean, but I don't really think she meant to be mean. Christmas, she should have been replaced. Yeah. I like Memphis. I think I really liked him on there. She has a resting bitch face. Indy does, yes. And actually, you say that, it's rather funny because I've been told all my life that, and my middle child is in the Air Force. She just retired from the Air Force recently. But she would have people come to her and talk to her about always looking like she was pissed off. She's like, I'm driven. This is what I'm doing, and I'm paying attention, and whatever. Vanessa Russo, yes. Valentine, Lita, Donnie, I'd have to go back. Donnie's on what season? That name doesn't strike me right off the bat. So we know this week, Brittany's got to win the veto. Or she's going to be out. Do I have any of my West Coast people in here yet? Yes, Jenny, it is a compliment. People call me a bitch, and I say, you say that like it's a bad thing. Season 16. I'd have to still have to go back and look and see who he is. Oh, yes. I know you're talking about now. Memphis did Keisha wrong. Jenny, you're in Southern Illinois. All right, so if Brittany doesn't win the veto this week, she's the one that's going to be going home. I have no doubt about it, unless Taylor can pull off something. And I doubt very seriously that Monty's going to turn against Turner, or Turner's going to turn against Monty. So it's win or go home. Coffee Boy praying Taylor wins it all. Bria, if Taylor wins the veto, it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up. I don't know if... Because if Taylor puts up Monty and Turner right off the bat and leaves Brittany off the block, Monty's going to be that much more in Taylor's ear to get Brittany out. Whereas if she puts up Turner and Brittany and then she wins it, she can take Brittany down and put the other one up and let Brittany decide. I mean, I would love to see, if Turner gets veto, we're screwed. Or if Monty gets veto, we're screwed. Because either way, they're sending Brittany home. They're not sending each other home. So as long as Taylor or Brittany win the veto, we still have a chance to keep them in. But if Monty or Turner wins it, Brittany's going home. And Taylor's aged you in 5 years, yes. Oh, that's a good question, Gator. I wonder if the veto comp ends with Taylor and Brittany again. Would Taylor throw it to Brittany? She may, so that she doesn't have to make that decision. That's a good thought. Very good thought. I hadn't thought about that. But yeah, I could see her doing that because then the blood's not on her hands. Again, it would be on Brittany's hands. There'd be another jury vote that Brittany loses, whichever one she votes out. So yeah. You think Turner's a manipulator? No. Oh, Lord, no. Turner gets manipulated. Turner is definitely a follower. He is not a leader in any sense of the word. The only time he has had decent thoughts on his own, someone's been able to talk him out of them. He has not had a legitimate thought on his own that he carried through the entire season. It's been someone else telling him what to do. Exactly. That way Taylor doesn't have any blood on her hands. Yeah, coffee boy. Turner flows where the wind blows. That is exactly right. That he seriously has not made a single decision for himself all year. Not once. Um, you feel like he manipulated Alyssa? No, I believe that he lied to Alyssa about where his vote was gonna go. He did lie to Alyssa, but I don't think he manipulated her. They were actually friends. Jellyfish vibes. Yeah, Skater, that is Turner. Oh my God. Turner is easier to manipulate than Taylor, and that's saying something. Taylor can be manipulated, but at the same time, I think that she knows in her head what she's doing and who's feeding her BS and who's not. The strong men run his game. Yep, yep. Without money, he would flounder. Actually, if he didn't have the men running his game, he would have made a lot wiser decisions. Because when he came in from Firefest, he wanted to put up Alyssa and Terrence and keep the leftover strong. And Kyle talked him out of it. Kyle talked him into sticking with the Firefest people and doing what he did. So yeah, he hasn't made a single decision on his own. Coffee boy. I wonder if Michael had stayed, he probably would have been voted out by anyone else as well. He would have. And I think ultimately, if Michael had gone to the final two, he'd probably won it. But I think if he won, as soon as he lost one single comp, he was going to be gone. Although I wish they would have let him win one more, so he would have won both records. But now he just has the veto record and tied Janelle for the most wins in a season. Yeah, Jenny, I wasn't actually happy with him either because I figured as much as Alyssa annoys me, she has been screwed over a lot in this game by the people she aligned with, by Kyle, and then now Turner. So I do feel kind of sorry for her. Yeah, I think Taylor has the most, unless she's sitting next to Monty. I think that there is a world if Taylor is sitting next to Monty in those final two chairs that she loses to him. Because I think Terrence votes for Monty. I think Terrence votes for Monty. I think Joseph will vote for Monty. I think Kyle will vote for Monty. I don't know if Michael, which way his vote would go, but if Brittany goes home this week, she would vote for Monty. She's going to be bitter. So I think right now it would be a toss up between Taylor and Monty. I think Taylor 100% if she's sitting next to anyone else but Monty. And actually, I think if Monty's sitting next to anybody but her, he wins hands down. Bria, can Taylor manipulate Monty as he whipped yet? Mm-mm. No, he's still. I mean, even tonight, they were in the bathroom, and Taylor went to the diary room, and Turner went right up to Monty. He's like, I'm not the one that casted that vote. He goes, oh, I know you're not. I know you're not. I saw her switch when she came out. I saw her facial expressions, whatever. I know it was her. And Turner said, well, I hope that Taylor realizes that. And Monty's like, oh, don't worry about it. If she doesn't, I'll get in her head and I'll make sure she knows it by the end of the week. So he still thinks he can manipulate her. Yes, Jenny, it was Michael's decision. I mean, it was Monty's decision to backdoor Michael because Turner wasn't going to do it. Turner wanted Brittany out. You think your pain is dumbing you down, Jenny? This has been a painful season. I'm still not over Michael going home. I'm still sad about that. I think that if Taylor and Monty were sitting beside each other, I think the final or the four that started the leftovers, the pound, I think they will all vote for anyone that's still in there. So I think if he's sitting next to Monty, I think Joseph will vote for him. He might surprise me and vote for Taylor, but I see all the guys sticking together. Yeah, I think Taylor's best bet is to get rid of Monty and not Turner, because Turner's got a lot of enemies in that jury. He's got almost as many as Brittany does. So I think if she wants a 100% chance to win it, get Monty out of there. That would be my move. Turner has very bad jury management, Gator. And Alyssa's going to go in and tell everybody how Brittany told her the truth and that Turner lied to her face all the way out the door. And I mean, even when Jasmine was going home, Michael, Brittany, Taylor, they all sat Jasmine down and said, look, this is where we're leaning and this is why. And it wasn't like you berated her like Monty did with Brittany. But they let her know that they knew about all the different alliances and things of that nature and where they were going. And I think that they will definitely respect the fact that at least Brittany was honest with her when Turner wasn't. Yes, Jenny and Michael going home was devastating. I still can't stand it. Priya, you're right. This season has been like a roller coaster with no seatbelt. You are absolutely right. I could not have described this season better. If Brittany leaves next, she'll let Joseph know what's up with Taylor and Monty. Probably. I assume if Brittany leaves next, she'll let everyone know. And they will continue their sleepovers. Yeah. Ooh. All right. Any final thoughts, guys? We're over an hour and a half now. If not, I am going to wrap this up so that I can catch up on the live feeds and see what's going on. Thank you, Phil, again for your super chat. I appreciate you. Thanks, Coffee Boy. I appreciate it. Now that I've gotten monetized and I can go live and all that stuff now, I think we're up and running. So Celebrity Big Brother should run smoother. Oh my God, Bria. Monty and Taylor together is like watching Princess Diana and Donald Trump together. I don't get political on my channel at all, but that was flipping hilarious. Good night, Phil. Oh, thank you all. I appreciate all your love. All right. Good night, all. I will see y'all tomorrow with the next video. And as always, much love.